Hello, Herd, and welcome to a special edition of the Unicorn Chef Show. We have Chinese stir fry on the menu. We have romance bubbling in the heart. Chris, if you could hold up your candle. Just for Mike Ellis to set the mood.
Bow, bow.
Done. Let's get it on. Done.
I know.
I feel like I should have it. If this was a professional show, Barry White would have actually fucking been playing at that moment.
Yes.
Instead, it's an amateur show. We're on laptops. Although you're on a phone.
Could have said the A word. Could have said the A word, and she could have played it.
Oh, okay.
Just think of that.
Alexa, please play Barry White. Alexa, volume 10.
Shuffling Songs by Barry White on Amazon Music.
Sorry, mine's talking about Harry Potter or something. So.
I thought you were shuffling. What are you doing? Ah, you fickle bitch. Okay. Well, she lied. All right. First most important question of every Unicorn Chef show is, what are you drinking?
I am actually drinking a plain over car, train over boat from Trillium. And this is basically a site from Boston where it's one of the only places in the world you're going to see all of these different things flying over each other. This is a quadruple IPA, and I was going to do it as I prepped. I don't know if that's a good idea. You could lose fingers. But yeah, no, Trillium is one of my favorite breweries, so I'll talk about that later. But what are you drinking, Bryson?
I am drinking a Black Velvet. So this is just fun to look at. So this is one of the nitrogen canisters. So fill it up halfway with Guinness. And then this is, I don't know how well this is going to show up, but this is just so cool to watch.
The drop.
So yeah, the way that so watch how the bubbles come up. I just think that's fun. Anyway, this is my favorite drink because it's kind of a mix of, it's not too sweet like the cider and it's not too heavy like a Guinness.
I like it. Cheers.
And Mike, since I saw you just join the chat late, we already lit the candle for you. So sit back, enjoy. And it's not like you're going to be cooking anyway. So just order your DoorDash.
Or, take the 20-minute drive to my house and you can have this by the time it's done.
You realize what you just signed up for is he probably would show up and then you're stuck with him.
That's okay. I'll have the candle ready for him. Now I'll have a set plate for him. It'll be good. So I do have to put this out because the base of this meal is basically protein with a bunch of veggies and noodles. The sauce really doesn't matter. I think it's up to you what you like. So with that said, I want to show you guys some options. We have Jalapenos, sweet and sour, teriyaki. Now I got to learn where my camera is. Or the one I'm actually using tonight, which is the Thai sweet chili. Oh, teriyaki. All right. I like it. So yeah, so that's kind of the sauce game. People are particular to their sauces. It took me like 3 years to get my wife to like anything stir fry if she's Italian, and if it's out of Italian food, good luck.
So why did it take so long for her to like stir fry?
So she, she's Italian, so her realm of food is pretty closed up. If it's not made by the family, she kind of like is worrisome about it.
If you can hear me, tell her it's okay to hit you live on the air.
I think
we've never had a divorce live before. That's cool too. That would be ratings gold.
Well, there's always later. I think she's upstairs right now, so I'm sure she'll come down and beat me.
I gathered she wasn't in the vicinity. If I know Italian women, she would have kicked the shit out of you already.
Exactly. But there's still time.
The night is young.
Exactly. If anybody's watching, call help. So yeah, she's come along, and now it's awesome because all those sauces are sauces that I use for this meal, depending on her mood, really, because this is her favorite. So that's not Italian, I should say. My mother-in-law is watching. She still loves your food the best, I promise.
So which sauce are you going to be using?
I'm going to be doing the Thai sweet chili.
Okay.
Except, I'm going to also, when we start to saute and stuff, I'm going to be using spicy sesame oil just to give it a little kick. It doesn't matter if it's spicy or regular. Both are the same, just one's hotter than the other. And because I used Video Magic, I already prepped all my vegetables because I didn't want to cry on TV. So here's the onions. They're in decent sized strips. One of the hardest thing about stir fry is figuring out the length of how you want to cut your vegetables. I think it's personal preference. I like them bite sized. Some people like them long, like noodles. Totally up to you. In this recipe, we kind of did onions, and then I did a whole bunch of different colored peppers because, who doesn't like to be colorful? And so they're about 1.5 inches, 2 inches long, bite size. But because I cheated and already, cut my peppers, I'll let everyone catch up. If you start to cry, it's okay. I'm here for you. You can use my shoulder. I just don't want to embarrass my mom on TV, so there's that.
All right, so we're chopping bell peppers. What else should we be chopping? Onions.
So all the veggies really. The great thing about stir fry, for all those food aficionados, I don't care what you say. Stir fry is veggies, noodles, and a sauce, but a protein. Call it what you want, but there's a whole bunch of different varieties. You can have those little corn things, broccoli, the water chestnuts, other vegetables.
Green cabbage.
Red cabbage. Red cabbage goes good too. There's really no end. You can do whatever you want.
So how did you? I heard how you had to convince your wife to come around on this from her Italian snobbery, but
she's downstairs, by the way.
What's that?
So she's downstairs, by the way.
I don't live near you. She can't hit me.
That's a good point.
You're the one who. I noticed you're the one who stopped talking shit.
Just gonna hide this.
I'm safe. So how did you first come across this? Like, what was it that created this impetus that you were like, I am the stir fry king?
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I just like food. And I like to try different types of food. I've traveled a lot, so I've been able to try the authentic stuff, and then, nobody can reproduce that unless you're like a super good chef, and I'm a budget chef and not very talented one. I worked in the kitchen when I was younger, but never did chef school and stuff, so I can cut vegetables without my fingers coming off and stuff like that. So, I like to experiment and try things. I know watching a couple of your other shows, there was the whole fad of all these new tools coming out for cooking, and I'm definitely the guy that's out there buying them. Like, I can cook a chicken in 20 minutes. I'm gonna buy that. So yeah, I make a lot of shredded chicken now because of an Instapot. It's pretty cool. And some of the best steaks I've had are come from a sous vide. So I like to experiment.
Yeah, we've had some shows on with some pretty good ethnic foods. So if you like butter chicken, I don't know if you've seen that episode. That was really cool, kind of taking that apart. I think that was Suchi. And then Amelie taught a really good entry Thai dish, making it from scratch. So you should check out that in terms of easy dishes that really give you taste from that part of the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds awesome. It's always good to challenge yourself, even if you fail at it. You learn what not to do next time, right?
All right, my peppers are cut, my onions are cut. I got garlic. I got my green cabbage chopped. I am going to also be doing little corns because my daughter loves little corns.
They're delicious. Oh, and for everybody who's also lazy, who doesn't want to do all the chopping and prepping, you can buy at most grocery stores already pre-cut stuff. It tastes the same. Just saying, if you're lazy, it saves you 20 minutes or so. There's also frozen vegetables that you can use. I don't judge. Tastes the same. I would say let's go ahead and turn on the stovetop. I'm cheating a little bit because we have lots of vegetables. I'm going to be using a 14-inch wok. Because it's so much easier to do this than to try to stir all the time.
I actually do not have a wok. That is one of those things I've not procured yet. So I just got a really large nonstick pan.
Also have one of those, just in case. I'm actually going to be cooking the noodles in this later, but probably overkill. So let's see. Get that warmed up real quick. Once that's warmed up, we'll throw the oil in, and then we'll do the chicken first, which we're going to cut now. And then we'll drain the chicken, and as we do that, we'll take a beer break, and then we'll start on the vegetables. So for chicken, again, some people like strips, some people like bite-sized things. I'm going to be doing bite-sized because it's easier to fit more in your mouth. Less bites, the better. I don't know if you can see me cutting here, but so again, I cut into sections like the York, cut into blocks.
Well, the other advantage with the bite size is you're also going to be able to coat the chicken with all the sauce, so you get more surface area available.
Make it saucier. That's a good idea.
Yeah, saucier.
Yeah.
It's like bringing Shannon to your plate.
I like it. All right. So, because chicken breasts are the shape they are, it might be good to take the back of the breast and cut it in half. Otherwise, you're going to get some pretty big bites. The other thing you could do is if you want smaller bites in it to cook faster, you can cut the chicken breast horizontal in half and then cut it into blocks, and that'll make smaller bites as well. For diameter, I try to keep it within an inch. For diameter, length, whatever you want to call it.
Have you ever tried this with a different protein than chicken?
Yes, I've done steak and pork.
So I don't like doing steak with these kinds of things. Just I usually find that the steak becomes too tough, chewy.
So I don't disagree, but if you do a marinade, you can kind of tenderize the beef a little bit.
Yep.
And that'll kind of help a little bit. The only caveat to that is it's going to produce a lot more juices, so you're going to want to sauce it to the beef marinade that you have. Now I'm going to wash my hands real quick because once you touch raw chicken, you're contaminated.
Okay, so what are we doing right now?
I'm washing my hands from raw chicken, although I don't know why
I can't hear you. Your audio is poor.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you got to talk to your mic.
I just washed my hands because I touched raw chicken, which I just realized I'm going to have to go back and touch raw chicken. But I forgot to put the oil in the pan, so sesame oil in the pan if you haven't done that already.
Okay, so we're going to be cooking the chicken first by itself.
Yes.
All right.
I do the chicken first because it takes less time, and then you can let it drain, which I forgot to say. Have a strainer ready because I don't have that air-cooled fancy chicken, so there's some water in it. So when you cook it, it's going to have all that water come out, and you're going to drain it so you can kind of get it crispy.
If you haven't seen any of my episodes on shrimp, check that out. Shrimp would be a great addition to this, and using my trick with in the shrimp of how I blanch it, peel it, and then throw it back at the end would be really good with this.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to check that out. I'm not very good at cooking stuff, So that'll be a good.
I can't hear you. If you're not facing the mic, you are garbled.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I'm not good at cooking shrimp, so that'll definitely be an educational video for me. Never knew my phone was so sensitive. All right, so
It's because you have a big heart, Chris.
thank you. I appreciate it. You say it louder though, so the wife can hear me. So yeah, just so you know, when you throw cold chicken into hot oil, sometimes it splashes, so watch out for debris. I just had to dodge a bullet to the eye, so might want to wear safety glasses.
So we're not trying to one-up Mike's destructive approach to the kitchen. I am interested still if the live divorce or the spouse beating you on live happens, like that's still okay. But don't try to destroy the house or like set things on flame or like blind yourself, okay?
Well, I already lit the flame, so that's.
It's not as funny when loss of life or limb happens to you from you. It's funnier when it's done to you. Comic gold, man. Comic gold. This is how this works.
I agree. Yeah, no, my eye is thankful that I was reaction was quick on there.
You're hiding in here. Come on. Where did I hide you?
Now, depending on which sauce you're using, you can throw spices on the chicken if you want. I tend to stay away from it. I will do a crack or two of pepper, which I'm about to do now, because it kind of blends into the sweet chili Thai. You don't taste it; it definitely overwhelms the little pepper. So. I feel like it's a blessing to the food if you add pepper. You know, you got to do it.
So how do you know the whole crowd? When did you first get introduced?
So I actually, my buddy Steve. Oh man! Now of course you asked me, I forgot his handle. But Geek Steve, thanks for your heart. You get the +1 for that one. Steve, if you're watching, you owe her. He introduced me to the group, and he's also my neighbor. Him and Ushi live like 25 minutes away now, and so I bother them all the time. And so they brought me into the fold.
Did you just say you follow them all the time?
Well, don't give away my secrets. Now they'll know. But now I go there all the time. I go to their house probably once or twice a week.
You are consensually invited over.
Yes,
okay.
yes,
okay.
that they know of.
Well, that consent requires a tacit yes.
Is that what happens? Huh. Explains a lot. No, they know when I'm going, but you know they're
they know when I'm there. Good recovery.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, so I got brought into the group, and I kind of met Rob and Jason, and I know they've all been on the show, and Mike, and we went to Mike's house during COVID, but he wouldn't come outside and say hi because he was afraid of us. But I don't blame him. He's got kids, and it was kind of a weird time for the world. So he texted us and said he saw our car, so that was good enough for us.
All right.
Yeah. Now, part of the I gotta throw this out here. If anybody recognizes this cup, it matches my shirt. Whoop, wrong way.
Wait, was that Kitchen 9000? that Goku?
It is.
Yep.
So there's the nerd part of my name. Right. So chicken's probably got another minute or so. Then we'll throw it in the drain. Warm up the peppers a little bit. For any other vegetables that you have. Here on comes Sam. She's still being bad. She's watching me with some wonderful eyes right now. So I do have to throw this out there. Obviously I didn't give you guys enough time to prep for this, but when making this, sometimes it's good to kind of like, once the peppers are cut, toss them in paper towels. It'll take the water and it will help cook them better. Because when they retain the water, it's a lot harder to make them sweat. There's me sounding fancy. That's about all the cooking advice I got.
Can you repeat that? Because your audio was garbled. Your internet connection is poor.
I wonder if I take myself off Wi-Fi. I have 5G. So with the peppers, when you cut them, roll a couple paper towels in them to take away the excess water. So when you cook them, they're not as wet, and when you sweat them, it'll be a lot better to cook through, and they won't be uneven and stuff. So
that is a good technique. I'm employing it now.
My professional cooking advice from the guy who's not a professional. All right.
All right.
The chicken should be close to being done, depending on how high you cook it.
You have to speak toward the mic, dude.
So your chicken should be close to being done, depending on how high you cooked it on. I did kind of a medium, so it wasn't cooking as fast. So I have another minute or so before I'm going to throw it in the drainer.
You're getting lots of compliments on your production setup.
Now, if only the audio was better.
That's what I meant.
I'll have to switch to Bluetooth next time and use headphones.
Next time? Whoa, that was awfully bold, sir. You think
I'm
there's going to
hoping.
be a next time?
I'm hoping. I'm hopeful.
We'll see. We will conduct a group poll. You are being judged. Remember I told you don't be nervous when we were in the pre-show? Now you should be fucking nervous. Everybody, the eyes of the world are upon you, determining whether or not you get to come back.
Fair. I'll just bring really good beer and hope that people will want to see it.
Hold on. You are trying to bribe people by watching you drink good beer that they can't have. You think that's going to work?
Yep.
He's not very smart.
I don't know what she said, but I'm pretty sure she agreed with me.
She said I'm not very smart.
Yeah.
So this is my wife.
Oh, hi.
Hi, I'm his wife, Christina.
Hi, his wife.
Yes.
I'm not his.
Sorry, what?
I am one of the 6,999,000,000 people who is not his wife.
Lucky.
I'm quite lucky.
I'm kidding. And just to make everyone well aware, I'm 7 months pregnant with our first. So, I'm not
congratulations.
Too much stir fry.
So he was giving us a very strong opinion on your Italian heritage, not allowing you to appreciate stir fry, and that it took him some amount of time to convince you to come around to it.
Yes, I have a very simple, I don't know, I only eat Italian food before I met him. I only ate Italian food. Or like American food, like burgers, fries, chicken tenders. But other than that, it was all Italian food. And then he kind of made me try new things. And now I love this stir fry. This is one of my favorites that I won't learn how to cook so that he continues to cook it for me.
So what's your go-to? What do you make?
Lately I just make cookies. I own a decorated cookie company, the Fresh Cookie, and so that basically consumes all my time. So I haven't been cooking lately. He cooks for me.
I do all the cooking.
Yeah.
Tell us about your cookie company.
I started a couple years ago. I'm a licensed residential kitchen out of Georgetown, Massachusetts. And I just do all sorts of decorated royal icing cookies. So I don't even know how I got into this. I was in construction before and kind of just happened to do this as a hobby, and then it turned into a job.
Is that like being married to Chris?
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's been really good. It's I didn't expect it to be so time consuming, but I have some awesome customers out there who keep me very busy, so very grateful.
So what's your most popular cookie?
So right now I only make a vanilla sugar cookie with vanilla icing, which sounds so boring, but it's really the designs that keep everyone, interested in coming back. But I do have a few other flavors that I do. Around Christmas time, we'll do gingerbread. I have a chocolate Oreo flavor, chocolate chip, but I don't sell them as much because it gets too crazy. Because I'm a one person show.
Well, the folks on the show understand it's not what you make, but it's executing it executing it well. So this is why we use Mike Ellis as an example all the time. It doesn't matter what he makes, it's the way he makes it.
I'll have to check out some of his stuff.
Well, I mean, cook whatever you're going to cook and then just put it on as like a comedy, like date for the night.
Gotcha. I'll let you get back to your stir fry.
You mean cooking me dinner?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Your cookies are lighting up in the chat.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to check them out. I don't know if I said it. Did I say I'm on Instagram at the Fresh Cookie? So you want to see what I'm talking about? It's not just chocolate chip cookies. These little labors of love.
You already have somebody following you on IG, and they said the cookies are gorgeous.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I am switching to the peppers and onions or other vegetables, throwing them into the warmed up sesame oil or regular vegetable oil.
I forgot. Did you add garlic in yours, or just sesame and onions and peppers?
I did onions and peppers. I love garlic. However, I forgot to buy it. So shame on me.
No problem. That's how the show goes. Oh, there it is. There's my sesame. I love how they describe this stuff. I don't just have sesame oil. I have super sesame oil. And it's authentic whenever there's like a smiling baby on it. Mine doesn't, but it's super sesame oil.
Oh, there you go. Nice. That is super sesame oil.
Just it adds that little bit of extra to the flavor.
Yeah. That's kind of the reason why I like the spicy is it gives it just a little bit of a kick. And it doesn't really mess with the flavor too much. Or at all, really.
All right, peppers are going in.
So just so you know what awesomely cool colors looks like with all the different things you put into a stir fry.
That is very pretty, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
There, I will share a picture of mine. Oh. Let's see if I can do this with tilting down the camera. Yeah, you got the same kind of color blend.
Oh,
kind of hard to
beautiful.
take it by just towel.
Well, I guess if this show teaches you anything, it should help you want to buy a wok. It's a lot of fun having one to cook vegetables. So you just do the motion and just flip them and flip them. It's fun. It's a great workout too. So add that to the food fitness program.
Food fitness. I usually do 12-ounce curls. That's my food fitness.
Yes, I upgraded to the 16s just because you got to open less of them. But there's that, and then fitness in my mouth. So
Beer team fit, man.
I like it. That should be a shirt.
Have you ever thought about what like little corns actually are?
Yes.
What are they? Because they're not actually corn, right?
I don't think so.
They're just something that looks like corn, and we call them little corn, but they're not corn.
I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, I have no idea, but I mean, they just feel like they fit in this dish.
Yeah, I like I said, my daughter really likes them, so I'm putting them in.
It's actually kind of because they have many cherry tomatoes and stuff. So I wonder if it's like a genetically mutated thing or if it's a human modified.
I mean, all of the modern food we eat today is effectively like genetically mutated. I mean, it was never like this in nature. We cultivated it over time to bring out certain traits.
True.
Like a natural strawberry in real life is not like this giant, red thing. It was like this big.
Little tiny.
Yeah. It didn't taste that good.
I'm very thankful for that one. I will say that. Strawberry shortcake is delicious.
According to Wikipedia, it's just according to Wikipedia, which I'm not saying that's a good source, but it's just they're just harvested early while they're still small and immature.
So it is actually a corn that's just harvested young.
That's what Wikipedia says.
Okay.
But yeah. So I guess it's real. I thought it was fake too. Then I was like, what is it? I don't know.
The more you know, right?
All right. Well, so while we're letting this all cook, what's going on in your world? Like, what's interesting that you see?
Well, lots of things. One thing that I've been, I stalk LinkedIn a lot. Thing I've been starting to notice is a lot of good vibes, right? People are, starting to say positive things about people that they've met and mentors that they've had. And, I like to talk about these things because I think there's just too much negativity in life. So I love watching or reading those stories or videos, and I don't know, it just makes me feel a little happy inside. So, it's kind of matches my personality. I'm a pretty friendly, happy guy. So, yeah. So I feel about that.
No, it's all right. Like I mean, that's part of what we do with this show is we try to make the kitchen more accessible because I think food is one of the best ways to make people happy. You got to eat. Everyone's got to eat. So why not make it yourself? Have fun doing it. Enjoy our shenanigans. I forgot to highlight the charity for tonight. Tonight's charity is, of course, your local food shelter. So wherever you are, there are hungry families in need. Give something.
I need to eat.
Not everybody has gone through the last year and a half of life as difficult as it has all been for us. It has been even harder for a lot of families.
And if you have the time, volunteer for going down and cooking food or helping at a soup kitchen or something like that as well. Spread those positive vibes.
All right.
So what is your favorite beer, Bryson?
My favorite beer?
Yeah, or type of beer.
So I get the question of what's my favorite anything a lot. And I don't really have favorite anything. It's just sort of whatever the mood is, whatever's poured for me. I mean, as long as it's not a Bud Light, I'm okay. I don't really get the whole hard seltzer White Claw thing. Like, I think those are not my jam. I mean, if I'm out at a generic bar, like I said, the Black Velvet is my go-to. If I'm at anything that, any brewery, I will drink whatever they've got. I'm probably a little cliche. I like IPAs because I find an IPA to be like, I kind of know what I'm going to get. I don't like it when they add the fruits and all the other stuff. That takes a little bit too much. But for the most part, I know I'm going to have something within a certain range of like hoppy goodness, and like I don't have to think about it.
It's true.
Right. So I get it. Like IPAs are the pumpkin spice lattes of white guys. But I just like a pumpkin spice latte. I don't want to think about it. I know what I'm going to get. And it works for a wide range.
No, I have to agree. I don't want to admit this, but I never used to like beer. I used to just be like a whiskey, vodka type kid. But then, a couple of friends like forced me to not. I say that in a wrong.
Force you.
Hold them down.
I was over there lurking outside of Ushi's and Steve's house, uninvited. They were forcing me to drink beer. These stories get really fucking weird, man.
Yeah, childhood. And now I love it. What happened? I don't know. Magic switch. I kind of levitated towards IPAs just because I like bitter. And when I first started drinking them, they were kind of a West Coast over on the East Coast. So they were like the super hoppy, like bitter, dank, punchy in the mouth, full of hops. I would say in the last like 5-ish to 10 years, they've definitely transformed into like super fruity, citrusy. We still have some of the West Coast ones, but there's just so many varieties you can't really keep count. That's why they make an app for that stuff. But I never thought I would enjoy anything outside of that. And then, like stouts, I like stouts in the winter time. I think they warm your soul, especially if you're a winter sport type of person. I snowboard and I like to snowmobile and ice fish. Don't drink stouts ice fishing. You'll fall asleep halfway through the day. And so, those are kind of my go-tos. And then two friends of mine from North Dakota introduced me to Drecker Brewery. And they have like one of the most amazing sours I've ever had in my life. So now I love them. So now, I kind of bounce between those three. And I've started to like a lot of the Belgian triples and quads. I think they bring a unique lightness but heavy flavor, and most of them are really strong, so you only need a couple. They feel really good.
You going to start your own brewery someday?
I want to. We'll see what's in the cards.
Well, that's a good backup plan because this cyber thing is going to go away any day now.
Well, to be honest, they're both a throw in a bucket. I'm just okay at either of them, so we'll see what happens. But maybe if I do a couple more shows with you, I'll be good at cooking, and I can do like a gastropub with great beer. Yeah.
The most important thing to have at any gastropub is poutine.
Yes, I agree.
You need to make a good poutine.
It's true.
Can you do it?
Yeah. I mean, you need good fries, you need a good gravy, and you need a good cheese. Speaking of breweries, though, I will kind of got excited, so I drank my other beer really fast. But because I'm from Massachusetts, I will shout out the other awesome Massachusetts brewery, Treehouse. And this is the King Julius. It's a little bit on the sweeter side, but I think it actually blends well with the sweet fried chili sauce.
All right, I'm ready to throw my noodles and chicken back in to close out.
Perfect. I'm pretty much there too. Oh, yeah. So
What kind of noodles do you use?
these are the noodles I'm using. They're Udon Stir Fry Noodles by Kame. There's actually 3 ways to cook these, even though they only tell you 2. And that is, A, you can microwave them. I don't recommend that. B, you can cook them on the stovetop with oil. Very good method. Or C, you can cheat and you can throw it into the stir fry you're already cooking, and then when you add the sauce, it'll cook through and soak them up so that when you take a bite of the noodles, you'll have all that flavor in the noodles as well as the chicken and vegetables. So that's what I'll be doing.
This is looking good. Pretty. Getting hungry.
Yeah, it smells delicious.
So we were talking about marinades to get a crunchier bite for the meat. Have you ever thought about like doing like kind of a cornstarch or a flour base to like get that crisp on the outside?
I haven't actually. Kind of like a deep fried steak.
Yeah, so exactly. So when we do for the initial one with the oil, after we cut them up into bite-sized pieces, roll them in cornstarch, then fry them.
I'm gonna have to take that. I'm gonna have to try that. It's a really cool idea. If you're cooking a regular steak, right, not in a stir fry, so much other life lessons is you cover the mayonnaise.
Sorry, you're breaking up again.
You cover the steak base when you cook it, and that will crispify it, the edge to get that crispiness. Never would have thought to do that in a million years.
Same principle.
That's why cooking's so great. There's so many different tricks you can do, and you don't know until somebody shows you.
That's what I like about what you did tonight. And you did that introduction, like you can use these different sauces, and you put this in the recipe, right? There's all this variety. There's a common approach to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cut up your protein into bite-sized amounts. Cook that how you want. You can make it healthy. You can fry it and go for that crunchy thing. Take it out. Make the base out of however you want to do it. Throw everything back together with noodles or rice. Boom.
Speaking of that, now it's time to add the sauce if you haven't yet. Now, in the recipe, I said 12 to 14 ounces. It really depends on your taste buds. Some like lighter sauce. Some like it drenched in sauce. Sauce it to how you like it. I like it saucy, so I'm going to put a little bit more.
Like that. Sauce it how you like it. Well, you know this group. Pretty saucy crowd. I know my daughter's going to love this. This is a good meal.
Perfect. I hope she does. Hopefully my wife likes it so she won't beat me later.
I don't think you get beaten for cooking poorly. I would say, based on what I've seen, your other proclivities are what get you beaten.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong. Now you're trying.
I don't know how to say this, man. You hang out with a bad crowd.
So if you're cooking right now, kind of went silent because the sauce kind of drowned out the sound of the cooking vegetables and the chicken. This is like the eye of the storm, right? We're getting ready to warm up that sauce and let it all just soak in.
It's a hurricane of flavor coming for you, baby.
So enjoy your beverage and just wait. It's probably about 30 to a minute, depending on your heat. You'll start hearing the rumblings, and then you just keep stirring. We're probably going to stir for about 2 to 3 minutes just to make sure everything gets sucked up in there. And I don't know if I'm allowed to quote this, but a town of flavor, so I didn't use the trademark there, is going to happen.
Trust me, nobody's suing us. We're not popular enough. Welcome to Flavor Town.
Yes. Well, if we're doing that, then bang. Gotta love Emerald. One of the first people I started watching. So I'm going to take it out just to show you. This is the sweet Thai chili real quick. Still got a little bit longer to soak in, but to get that like purplish amber hue and start smelling delicious, that's when you know it's ready. Where you start setting the table and get your drink ready. And also, if anybody's good at Wi-Fi routers, let me know. I have to come over and have a beer to fix mine because I rebooted it and it still doesn't seem to fix it. So, adding a little extra in there.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, it's already done.
Yep.
What does it look like? We got to show the crowd. Look at that. And everything. Woo.
Yeah, I tossed mine with raw sesame seeds at the end. If you want to be really fancy, it's not that expensive. Get tuxedo sesame seeds. So you get the black and the white, like with really gives like a nice like aesthetic contrast.
Good pop there.
Really easy thing. Throw it on the end. Makes it look super fancy and takes no effort.
I'm trying to find a fancy bowl right now, just so you know.
Let's settle for a clean bowl. I think that's the bar to cross. We're going to go with Mike Ellis standards here. No fire and a clean bowl.
All right. You set the bar very high.
Safety third.
Making a double check to make sure it's clean. I don't have any fancy toppings, but that is the.
Oh, are we ready? We ready to plate for our final picture?
I think we're ready. I was trying to think of some fancy things to throw on there, but I ran out of ideas.
Cool. My daughter's going to love this.
Perfect. I know my wife's going to love it because I make it all the time. So that's
all right. Let me get the final picture set up. All right, we're gonna do some focus testing afterwards. Find out if you get invited back. I guarantee you your wife will be. So We look forward.
I'll do a crash of the show if I have to.
Well, I suspect you'll probably be duct taped in the background, but that's cool. You know, it's okay to have drinks.
You know my wife very well, don't you?
Yeah. I guess that came off well.
So
Definitely.
for all of you at home, we'd love to see your take on this stir fry. Remember, there are lots of different ways to do this. # Unicorn Chef, share it. It's really cool to see all the different ways that everybody does this. And donate to your local food shelter. There are a lot of families in need, so please give back as you can in your own community and help those who aren't able to bring this kind of food to their own table. We have a change in the schedule next week. Alyssa Miller is going to be back on. So she's going to be cooking next week. I don't know what she's cooking yet because nobody ever gives me their recipes on time. Chris, that was you too. That's okay. You got there. We got there. Your face is getting red. It's cool.
Sorry, I'm embarrassed.
Chris, any final words?
Nope. Just positive thoughts. Stay positive and share your knowledge with everyone. And enjoy your stir fry. I mean, there's that.
Enjoy your stir fry.
Stay saucy. There we go.
Stay saucy.
Stay saucy. I like it. Thank you, Bryce. Appreciate it. Take care.